And
okay, fumble them una ado. This na Psycho John Barry, and the then and now Empire. Today we dey continue with normal program for talk about issues then about Sierra Leone as Sierra Leoneans them they prepare for go to elections. Today we get one prominent somebody between a year where you know to no other person but Madam Femi Claudius Cole. This na the leader of the Unity Party. So fabulem una ado like I just want for make a guest today introduce himself. Good evening, ma.
My name is Femi Claudius. Good day. My name is Femi Claudius Cole, the leader and chairperson for Unity Party, and of course, I know the ever left behind chairperson of COP, the Consortium of Progressive Political Party.
Okay, thank you very much. Today we want to discuss about the political space, the democratic space in our country, especially when they prepare for go into elections. So just tell me something about the political space, Nasalon, right now.
Sorry.
Okay, can you hear me?
I missed you there a moment ago. The internet is really getting really terrible. Okay. So I missed what you actually said. We want to discuss. I missed the subject matter.
I was saying today we want to discuss about the political space, the democratic space in our country. So can you just throw a bit of light on the democratic space in Sierra Leone at the moment? Yeah, I know say we face some challenges for go live from Freetown for make who guest able for engage.
Can you give me a minute, please? I need to shut my phone off. I just shut off that portion there of my phone.
Yeah. No, Ideyeri, now just some hitches the waiting self with the line, and then but I believe say it will come back soon. Yeah, Fambulem, as we introduced today, we get Femi Claudius Cole, we get for come, we get for engage, we discuss about the democratic space. When they say space, like we mean whether, well, the politicians, them, the political parties, them, they're able for engage in for do the democratic rights, and then Sierra Leoneans as well, they're able for exercise their right without hindrance, without any issue. So now that's today we invite Femi Claudius Cole, one of the people, the politicians in a salon, we really can talk. Because if you follow in Twitter, you can always like the take part in national debates. So I think say we get them now.
I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know whether you've been get the question what I've been asked you earlier on.
Sorry, I'm not been get them. Go ahead. Go one more time.
Okay. Yes. So today basically we talk about the political space in Sierra Leone. So what do you go tell me, especially now when they go into elections, campaign time, what in the space? What in the political space? Nasalo.
For me, the political space since 2018, the political space has been shrinking. It has constantly been shrinking, where I think even our democracy is it has shrunk so much that it negatively impacts with democracy, with multi-party democracy and regular democracy, being able to speak your mind, being able to articulate your issues. The political space has been so narrowed that I think it is now a fine line between for narrow the political space and just plain blatant intimidation and political suppression. We actually, they're in a very horrible.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we still they get some issues with your line from Freetown. Hello, can you hear us now? Hello? I think so. Fumble them like this. Na Femi Claudius Cole. Like, okay, let me just repeat what he be. They try for tell we say the space he really done the narrow. So okay, yeah, I mean they try for the phrase what you
Yes.
talk to them way they watch. So continue with I left, man.
No, I said the space not really narrow and it's very worrisome for a country where they on the verge of election. I mean, elections they no virtually don't come. And we get a political space where most people not a feel free for operate within that space. You operate, you put your liberty at risk. You put all sorts of bullying and victimization. Everything becomes at risk if you really want for do what you should normally do in a political space this close to elections. You're for able for criticize. You're for able for jubilate. I mean, the incumbent for expect that excitement is going to bubble up. Everybody becoming excitement for
fumble them.
for make song. Una not for do this. Una not for do that. Almost as if the incumbent, if people are not able to express them, then it doesn't exist, which is wrong. And all these things that we normally do election time is normal. It is normal. For most democracies, it is normal. Only this time around, we see all kind ban being placed. For rally, I mean, even processing in the street to your venue, everything is illegal. You for charter buses, for let you able for care people and go, yeah, this music shouldn't be played, that music shouldn't be played. All of a sudden, we get a situation where an incumbent is so thin-skinned that for say boo near them, they're not afraid.
But people go argue, say, for heaven's sake, we don't change government then now, since Pakabatu now, at least Sierra Leone a democratic state, and the government they argue say no, but we don't abolish so many bad laws them, and so that shows say we in a democratic state. So what in you go tell like such people?
And they they abolished the death penalty. Instead, we are having extrajudicial killings. It better safely you kill the man after you don't put onto trial than you shoot them in their backs arbitrarily. So that is no change at all. You remove the criminal libel laws and you institute a cybercrime law. I don't know who's kidding who. And then you arrest people for stuff they posted. And they give these lectures about if you see something, I mean, it's ridiculous, quite frankly.
So what do you feel say responsible for all this?
I think we have a government that has failed to deliver. They have failed to perform. And now, it's amazing. You think 5 years is a long time. No, it isn't. It goes so quick. Before you make up, $10 each for elections. And suddenly, all that what you don't do is what you're going to be judged by. So you don't want to hear it. When we talk about people being buried without families even saying goodbye to loved ones. Una no want hear that. When we talk about killings in Pademba Road, una no want hear that. But that's your reality. This na una your reality where una don't create. When they sing songs, when they cost the living crap out of una, you get upset. If a nation appreciates your service, then go do that. Then not go do that. If you have delivered for the people, now then they sing for you all the promises. It's all becoming a song. The bakery, the ferry, the bridge. You know, so if people are now singing country don't kanga, dollar is almost 25, going on to 25,000 for a dollar. So you don't want for you that. So by closing the political space, you think when you drown out the sound, you change the narrative. You're not going. This is not the reality where people learn to live with Sierra Leone.
Yeah, but people it also like the government or police that they talk say certain statement, they incite. So how you go balance for make comment the way they incite with the safety and security of the state?
They become a blanket term, which gives them the free hand for arrest.
The it not being clear, you be the Steve. So can you repeat that answer again, please?
I say then they use the term incite as a blanket term for give them the go ahead for arbitrarily arrest people, hold them under the guise of inciting. So it don't become a fine line between freedom and speech and incitement. So me feel to say now the police vis-a-vis the government, they use that incitement as a blanket term for give them that power they for say they arrest you for what? Incitement. Look at some of the arrests that when they don't do, when they go claim say come under the term of incitement. Some of them it's merely people exercising their freedom of speech and voicing things that are bothering them. I give you a classic example where they end up even putting at the SIC report where over a discussion that happened in the FCC where Councillor Ice-T been they talk about, it was over a budgetary hearing where Ice-T instead me really upset that how they were being treated with their budget in the council. And that was in 2021. They all are now in 2023 for incitement. You know, so when circumstances push an individual into such a position that they're angry, even when we look at what happened with the mayor the day when they all iced in at airport, and she was upset. You end up dragging her through a whole trial. And you created a situation where tempers needed to be raised, where people were frustrated. She was frustrated. She was annoyed. You created this whole scenario over something where this man said in 2021. Come on. You know, so when we look at the political space, there are few people now in a salon we get mind for really talk strongly against this government. There are few. All man they afraid. No sooner you talk, you are arrested. No sooner you talk, you are invited. And when you are invited, you're arbitrarily held. I was arrested and kept for 5 days. The law says you arrest me for a certain number of time. After that, you charge me or you let me go. Then they do that. So that is telling us opposition people that whenever you talk, you know your liberty is at risk. Who's kind of political space down there?
Okay, so let me just bring you now home in the sense I dey bring you for make we discuss about your political party. I able understand say your political party na one of the party the way not get for contest because issues and the you and PPRC because been the follow voting you been the post I dey follow you post na Twitter PPRC say we not follow the rules, the laid down rules, while you they say no. Can you just explain to fumble them a bit so that they know waiting at the actual issue?
PPRC make about three or four claims. One, then say we not get offices. Now, even when you have an institution standing in public, institution where now we taxpayer money now in the finance there, then they're not public, then they lie. They're not, I know they call them falsehood. They are actually telling lies on media, on social media, on local media. A Unity Party not get office. The only office where they get na Pademba Road. Are you kidding me? If you want to prove such a lie, PPRC get office na Makeni. The PPRC representative na Makeni don't go na we office, then don't meet with office staff. The office staff go there, go introduce himself, carry a letter, go say na in at the office staff, then come at the office. At that time, we not get signboard, then say, well, we tell you na eng signboard. They claim we don't have an office in McKinney. They say we don't have an office in Bo, neither in Kenema. Those are easily provable. Just send somebody go to the address and take a look. Just open your eye and look. We office na Kenema, they right opposite a popular radio station. Those are, you know, the lie but still like a dandy. It's like me telling you I'm not a woman, I am a man.
Yeah, so you will be able to submit all document for support. Say una get.
Oh, please. PPIC has documents up the wazoo. Then get all thing. They have receipts where we paid 2-year rents for all the offices. I mean, it's, if it wasn't so serious, it would actually be laughable. It would be laughable. And one of the representatives from PPRC will stand in the public forum. It go tinap na public and talk this thing over and over and over again. And you're looking at the institution and you're thinking, with tax money, they actually pay for them people there that have no credibility. I don't, the pictures of my offices are everywhere. The numbers for the office staff, they have it. They have it. The only place Unity Party no get office na Port Loko. Even PPRC na recently had get office na Port Loko.
So you
disqualify a party because of that. Then they say we not do lower level elections. Again, it is provable. Then Sidon, we gave them the list of all our executives, and up until today, then they call we executives them for go pan training, for go pan workshop, for go pan this, because they have the names and the numbers. They said we didn't tell them when we were having lower level elections. We have the way book. The way book, they match date to date with the letter we will send for say, we de Pujeon, so place, so time. They sign the way book for receive that letter. We they do election, so place. Then get the way book, they verify receipt of those letters. So why are you telling such an unnecessary lie? It is baffling.
Yeah, so what
and these are not, I can't make up a way book.
So why you feel say all this they happen?
Now you come to the real question. And it is so bad. And you know why it is very bad? Do you know why I am so annoyed and why I am bold and I will call them liars? It's because I know most of the political parties that they vetted and said are fine. They're not doing them. They're not doing them. Let them publicly expose all the political parties that are fine. Show us their addresses for their offices. Show us. They say we not do with financial statement. Show me the party other than APC, SLPP, and NGC. Show me the one who do financial statement. But you have vetted them and you say they're fine. They all get presidential candidates today. Personally, I think PPRC, their chairman, we have all seen his card. He's a card-carrying member of the SLPP. He's a Grand Chief Patron. So this decision from PPRC is coming from above. How high above, that I do not know. But if it is him trying to please the administration, then shame on him.
So
Shame on him. Because time will prove and who has been lying. Time will prove. But
okay.
in the end,
yeah, go on.
I decided I'm not going to just stay at home. I'm not a sit down, I they grumble, I they complain, I they point fingers. We finally, first the lawyer writes them, ask, say, one for can verify all the information, and then we get a dialogue. Then no answer safe. Before that, the representative, Lucien Momoti, na PPLC or radio, said they're not going to respond to my lawyer. We are not going to respond. So we have taken the matter to court. They have been served, and they have responded, and they have 10 days to present their case. So I wait patiently. After the 10 days, the justice system should take hold of it. They should now give us a court date, assign the matter to a judge. I am waiting patiently for my day in court. Now, they have had so many seminars with all the judges and all these people that election matters are urgent. So let us see how it will proceed, where the PPRC will present their evidence and we will present ours. And hopefully, prayerfully, the truth will prevail, the truth will Canada.
Okay, so why you emphasize on hopefully and prayerfully? Do you have confidence in the judiciary?
Yes, because they have a habit of either not assigning it, but I don't think that will happen in this case. I don't think so. I hope not.
Okay, let me just read for you something where
I hope not.
you've been say 110 on the comments them where you be the make now you Twitter, you say the judiciary needs sanitization. What did that mean? And why you make that comment there?
Oh my goodness. Where do let us take, for example, which case, I mean, choose a case. Let us explore the parameters. Let us take, for example, the Samura case. Is how come it took this, it dragged on for this long? A case with this political connotation.
Yeah, but then go tell you say that matter they in a court, for discuss them. Like, especially, go discuss detail of that case they because for avoid.
I am not a lawyer.
Yeah.
I am not a lawyer. I am not in the case. What I am seeing is what I am seeing, what the entire public is seeing. So how could it be sub judice? I'm not a lawyer. But I see the tonton, but I am literate. I can read. I can read. We are seeing cases being adjourned, repeatedly adjourned. And they say justice delayed is justice denied. We see the case today. I saw the ruling from PDP's case where they say, una they talk to one great man. The rest of the executive need to be engaged in the goings on of PDP as a political party. Then carry the case go court. I looked at the ruling. I just cover my face. When you have a ruling that says nothing, that doesn't set anything, what do you say about that type of justice? What do you say?
Yeah, okay. Let me just take you back to you and PPRC. You make earlier on, you allege say una see ID card of the PPRC boss, you get SAPP ID card. So in that sense, like if denting and they don't happen, una all don't see say this na a member of a political party, una don't even see him card. What in na una own responsibility as politicians, especially belonging to the opposition party? What you una for don't do? Yeah, I think say you think say we still dey get problem from Freetown, Femi Claudius Cole, fumble them. This na the then and now media empire, and this na Cycle John. We the interview Femi Claudius Cole, the yeah, fumble them. This na then and now media empire. We still get Femi Claudius Cole from Freetown, the leader of the Unity Party. So yeah, you've been to say something before we begin some what
Yeah,
is it?
you're asking what is the implication by me saying he's a card carrying member of the SLPP?
No, what I mean is
Position.
now if we not all know say na a card carrying member of the ruling party, but then as opposition leaders, what you not been for don't do? You all repeat the question again?
And actually, as opposition leaders, why
Yeah, I
did
say
we not raise the alarm?
exactly. I
Is
say,
that your question?
or what should you have done as members of the opposition?
Do you know what power means?
Now by force
You
or
know
what?
it's in I mean when they say power. Exactly. That is how they did his appointment, other commissioners' appointment, the commissioner for ECSL appointment, the commissioner for Western Area. They were all done in a pauperistic manner. No matter how much alarm, not how much was raised, they took not a blind bit of notice of it.
But
None.
would not be raised any concern at the time?
We have been big. They pay no attention to it. Let us not even belabor that point because it is well documented. They say we are informed, and in Parliament there was an argument over being informed and what the law says, what the Constitution says, in consultation with political parties. That doesn't mean we tell you who to appoint. It means in consultation. Before that, MPs are arguing that when they write a letter, it has pleased His Excellency to inform you that Mr. Bloggs will be a commissioner for X, Y, and Z. That is consultation. They argued that in Parliament. I know because I was there.
But critics go argue, say, well, after all members of MPs in Parliament, including the opposition, that they all approve. So what do you go say about that?
But they did not all approve. Some even walked out.
Okay.
But there was a reason in their wickedness. In the first year of their term, they expelled the APC MPs that would have given them a solid majority in Parliament and thereby giving them a speaker. It is all by design. Was all done by design. So now they can pass whatever they wish to pass and nobody can stop them. Nobody has a right to tell them what you're doing, what you're trying to do is actually undemocratic. They don't listen. When they say power government, a power government, it is done by force, our way or the highway.
Okay, so let we go again to this COP. I know say you are the leader of COP, right?
Yes.
So COP still there alive?
Well, we'll get meeting today, and nobody looked dead to me.
Okay.
They were all breathing and drinking and talking and planning. So I think we're alive. I think, do I look dead? Do you see me?
No, yeah, because what thing happen, why make I ask this question is because it don't take a while, you know, they hearing una voice. So some people they talk say, cop no, it don't almost die or relevant, effective. So now that make I ask that question. This. So what in are the plans? What in una they up to now?
Well, you know what in this power government don't do? It also put Boku Sansan inside all the the parties in COP. Then also put Sansana with Gary that, it's terrible. My plans of all our plans that we had within COP have had to be remodeled, had to be reworked. They have put in rules, laws, and regulations in place. Then sell and say this PR system will be inclusive, political parties and will be included, blah 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 blah. It was all a sham. It was the biggest sham. What it really meant was, how will they manage for exclude una all from the process, as many of you as possible? So parties were disabled deliberately. Mine was just a fake allegation. C4C, the courts assisted in giving wishy-washy judgments and instructions, and just so the party can be in disarray. And parties that are in upper, the upper people now are like the cheerleading squad of the SLPP. We see them all having presidential candidates. In some cases, now presidential candidates no more than get. So they then got us on our back heel. Now we need to come together. Now we need to reconfigure how we're going to work together. It became an issue. It became a serious problem. So we had to look within COP. How can we form alliances? We had candidates who wanted to contest. How do we come together and make this all happen? Still staying within the laws, so we don't have people win and then they're petitioned and then all kinds of stuff. So the actual implementation of a PR system this close to the election is and was chaotic. It was meant to throw everybody out of sync. They succeeded. They really succeeded.
Yeah,
And
I see one. Okay, sorry. I see one of you post where you say where is the smoke? You say where is the just sorry, let me retrieve that. Okay, you say where is the smoke? He said there is fire. He said today ESL shoved this PR system down our throats at a PPLC meeting. Many, including the upper chair, were so excited. This was to be the path of inclusion into parliament for smaller parties. So you be raise these issues them, yeah, but why would I not be take further for avert voting you they talk about? So the exclusion will happen so.
My dear, APC went as far as the Supreme Court for interpretation of the justification of the implementation of PR. Shall we go there? Shall we go to the Supreme Court? Usually in Supreme Court hearings, if you have like 5 or 6 judges, you must get one Supreme Court judge that is a dissenting voice. They were singing as if they were in an orchestra, then they conduct. All those say yeah, they all said yes, it is legal. You and I can both read the Constitution. We both can see where they messed up, and posterity will judge.
Okay, so
not that we didn't raise it.
Yeah, okay, I get
we raised it.
Yeah, I get that point. Now let's still go to COP. I see one post back where you been the talk say well, una get for go and una get for organize well, and in order una for make una make an alliance. But we don't see one of una member when at the NGC bin don't, well, shall I say, them break away, or maybe they're not being comfortable with una, so they don't decide for go form an alliance with the ruling party. So how far una don't go for form an alliance? Are you forming an alliance with the APC? But how the things they work? Because APC is a part of COP.
Okay, let us explore your question in a little bit more depth.
Mm-hmm.
I know you are aware of when Kande decided he was going to go SLPP with a group of his people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the consequences of that action were.
Mm-hmm.
There were resignations, and there are still resignations going on in NGC. So was COP the reason? No. People go into politics with different agendas. Different. You will be amazed the motivation for political participation in some people. I cannot speak for Dr. Yumkela. He will speak for himself. But what I do know is the people that worked closely with us in COP, it was
Yeah, I think she will get.
and
Okay.
Arthur Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those people resigned. So the NGC factor cannot be linked to NGC's association with COP. That would be leading you down a garden path or a maze. You will not find your exit. You will be going around and around and around, and you won't find your exit. One has to enter into the thinking of those who think that the SLPP presents the best option. That was never COP's thinking. Never. So perhaps, but I fail to see cause and effect. COP can have an influence in that. And the beauty of a democracy is you can go anywhere and support anyone. By the exit of NGC, why should that equate to the death of COP?
Okay. So you tell me now, how many of them political parties where they don't already get leaders we get for contest the elections, we are members of COP?
Okay. Now let me give you a little bit of background. Very important.
All right.
Prior to the shoving of PR down our throats, what was the conversation that we were having in COP? COP had become and is a family. COP made me realize that there was more that united us politically than actually divided us. COP made me realize that having different political parties coming from different regions of Sierra Leone, bringing in different viewpoints, is a healthy democracy. And had the PR system not been shoved this way down our throats, what was COP's hope? I, as the chair of COP, can tell you, it was COP coming together and supporting one candidate. With or without the PR system being shoved down our throats, COP was never going to come out with 9 different political presidential candidates. That defeats the entire purpose. And we were hoping to be able to transform COP into a coalition of some sort. That was where we were heading. And there were other plans in terms of MPs and other stuff that we in COP were actually talking about. Nothing had been documented, nothing had been written, but those were the conversations that we were having within our enclave. So if you ask me who should have been presidential candidate, I can tell you that COP members would have come together and chosen one. there can only be one president at a time. And what we look inwards. Who's competent? Who has the compassion? Who is fit? Who do we all come together to support? That would have been our mission.
Okay, thank you very much. But you not still answer my question. How many, apart from APC, how many members of COP we already don't get presidential candidates and don't nominate them and don't approve them? How many parties they win are members of COP?
Okay, let me take you back one more time. You are now asking me that in COP for don't present individual political parties. No, individual president. I understand your question. Let me answer it. Your question is, so had nothing changed, Unity Party before come up with me as presidential candidate, C4C before come up with somebody as a presidential candidate, NPD before come out with somebody as a presidential candidate, PMDC before come out as a presidential candidate, PDP has fractures. It would be complex. They have a presidential candidate, but they do not have the support of the rank and file of PDP. So all these parties that are fractured, we have parties in COP that are fractured. It is not a secret. The PDP has fractures. ADP has fractures. CDP has fractures. So could C4C, that's a founding member of COP, come out with a presidential candidate? No, they were disqualified along with Unity Party. Had they not disqualified us, would we still have had a presidential candidate? Had the PR system not messed the planning up, we would simply have had one presidential candidate. Now we have Charles Magai that has nominated and is the presidential candidate.
The PR system mess up the whole plan.
Okay, you know what the PR system entails, right? Let me tell you. In the first past the post system, the plan was, I'm giving you just the skeleton. I am not telling you that everybody had signed up to this. Please do not misunderstand me and misinterpret me.
I won't.
The hope was, we look at the 132 constituencies and the councils. We say, Unity Party, I am not particularly strong in this many constituencies. I have strength in maybe 3. Would it be all right if only Unity Party were to send a councillor to this particular constituency and all other parties support? So we are not competing against each other. Now, if you go back to the Potloko by-election, NGC stepped down. So NGC was not be competing with the APC, who's also a member of COP. Do you remember that? You remember that?
Yeah.
That NGC withdrew for the same space. How do we share the space so there can be a unified and a varied representation? You ask, how did PR mess it up? The PR system. First, they institute a threshold of 11.9%. Most countries that have PR have 2 to 5.
Things say, fumble them this now, then and now. Well, I know something is going on over there. We get issues them down there, but we go link them back as soon as possible where it come online. But fumble them, I just want for remind you I say this now Psycho John. They present this program for una this evening. Let me see if we're able to get FEMI Claudius call again and see what in the happen. Okay, Fambulem, we still no get, let me just see back if we go. I don't know if not the connection, I just see blank. Maybe if they use the EDSA na Sierra Leone, but then I just they assume, I don't know whether na EDSA even they use on a waiting, but it just go off. And then, but we go bring them to una as soon as it come online. And then Fambulem, I just want for remind una say una they listen to Then and Now Media Empire, and then we'll be the talk with Femi Claudius Cole, when are the leader of the Unity Party. So he explain to we about, let me just see, I think I don't see him. Let me see. Okay. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've been don't say maybe na else that don't misbehave. I don't know whether I right or wrong.
No. But you know, the problem is the voltage, it fluctuates.
Okay.
And we're on Wi-Fi. So the voltage, they fluctuate constantly. It affects the internet network. That's the problem.
Okay, so continue from Musa, you be left. You be the try for explain now about the threshold when at 11.9%. You say some other countries.
For parliamentary, it's 2 to 5. Mm-hmm. If you want it to be inclusive, not exclusive, you make it 2.5. So between 2 and 5%. They didn't. They went to 11.9. Okay, that is bad enough. What they then added was, let us take Western Urban as an example. Western Urban has 16 parliamentary seats and 40 council seats. They had told us at a PPRC meeting that we would pay for the first list of 40 or 16 MPs. 40 councillors and 16 MPs. We go pay for all of them. Now, with the first past the post, you can just field, if Unity Party doesn't have the strength, I can just field 10 parliaments in the entire country. Mm-hmm. Last election, I think we fielded 7, either 7 or 8 in the entire country, in areas where we have strength and we have a candidate who is strong, who has a high probability of winning. Mm-hmm. Now they say, no, you must field all 16 seats for parliament and all 40 for council. We said, fine, it's still doable. Then they say every third candidate should be a female. Again, in terms of inclusivity, why don't you say all the female candidates don't need to pay? Because why is it women are not contesting? One of the drawbacks, one of their problems is finance. Okay, leave that. We say, fine, we can still upgrade. And at one PPRC meeting, they suddenly just threw it in our faces that we now have to pay for the second list. They call it the Buffalo list. So instead of paying for the 40, they're now insisting that we should have a backup list of an additional 40 people for council and an additional 16 for parliament. And you should pay for all 80 of them and all 32 of them. Now, in 2018, as young as Unity Party was, we paid for all our female candidates. We paid for them. And we supported them in their campaign. Can you do it for 40 people? Is that inclusivity?
So then goes there, but some critics them, you critics them will say, okay, But you na a whole political party who would expect for come into governance. So how come una not able get the money for pay for una candidate them?
Whether a whole political party or 30% of a political party, candidates have to pay for themselves. What we do to help the women was merely women's empowerment within our own party structure. I want you, after this interview, to do a survey of how many of the younger political parties were able to fill all the council seats. I mean, we are operating in a very difficult economic situation in Sierra Leone, where you are telling a female, say, I wonder you can be number 30, now a list of 40 council, pay no more. Sometimes the first 10 go die, then you go get position. Think about it. Really think about it critically.
I see really one of you post them. I think I go read from there, then for just remind you, and then I ask you like questions. What you say regarding this, what you would talk. So you say, and in the event someone from the default list becomes eligible for a seat, they then pay the nomination fee. At this Wednesday PPLC meeting,
that was what we had been told.
Yeah. So
they then changed it.
Yeah. So wait. So PPRC,
the goalpost.
So then get the right for.
They moved the goalpost to say so, no. You for pay for all 80.
Yeah. So, but what are they try for ask now? So then get the right for tell una this today and tomorrow change them without any consequence. Oh God, we don't lost them back. I think the same issue don't happen again. But fumble them. This na cycle John. Well, I did discuss with FEMI Claudius Cole. We talk about the political space in Sierra Leone, especially like we Sierra Leoneans them they can't go to elections. We don't get them back. So you are welcome again for the third time now.
No, for the fourth time.
Okay. Yeah. So what have you tried for us?
I think what you were asking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if Una and Dewaya in the Kanawa meeting tell Una this, agree on certain things, but then and other meeting then go contra, then completely go against what in them been don't tell Una, what Una been don't agree with Una. So then get the power for do whatever they feel like doing without any consequence. So is that what happens there?
Yes, that's pauperistically.
Okay, so before we done this program, I just want to take you back. I see again one of you post them where they talk about they invite you, Dr. Samura, and the APC, they invite you na the manifesto launching. You said you were. Yeah, you said
they tell us it is done and dusted.
Okay.
This is an amazing. Exactly what happens. They tell us it is done and dusted.
Okay.
If you like, you like them. If you not like them, go but Kotinski.
So no side, no day for complaint, no side, no day.
That's it.
Any complaint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me just bring you back to NACOP and the APC, and because now we don't see one of the.
If you can find one, please let me know.
Okay, so let me just bring you back to the COP and APC, because since you don't tell me say COP, then they are alive, and then we have been getting meeting in fact today. I just want for ask again. Waiting now na the plan. Waiting una get form an alliance like how una get plan for form an alliance with the APC and go into the elections. Can you hear me? Yeah, I think so we still the struggle for get clear with himself line from Freetown. Hello? Yeah, I think so we dey get issues, but fumble them like I just want for recap. We get Femi Claudius Cole, the leader of the Unity Party. Me and him dey discuss about national issues. We dey talk about issues them wey dey affect.
Welcome to Sierra Leone.
Okay. Yes. So, well, thank you again for making an effort to come back. So what I've been try for say now since COP Day
Mhm.
active una get meeting today. So what are the plan with because we know say one of the biggest part or the let's say the biggest party where they between the COP na the APC. So what are the plan? What are the plan we una get going to these elections? Because June
Yeah.
not again. June 24th.
The plan is COP is the plan is COP is what we're planning on right now is our declaration. We are going to throw our support behind
I think so we still dey get problem. So fumble them, but I just want for the recap again for explain to una waiting I ask am like you know say then get this COP we na them political parties them come together. Okay, can you yes continue sir left ma.
we
Yeah, I think say
we are going to simply throw our support behind Dr. Samura Kamara. We're going to do our declaration.
Mhm.
I think maybe by tomorrow, next tomorrow, we should have a date, and we will invite the press, we'll invite media, it'll be on Facebook Live, and we will throw our support and declare our support for Samura Kamara. That's what COP is going to do.
Okay, so let me just ask again this one. Now, how many political parties
yes,
they come together?
again.
Now, how many political parties then they come together now and say would they support Dr. Samura Kamara? So that
I believe, including the parties with fractures, including parties like mine that have been disqualified, our number is 9.
Okay. So how who's
and each political party
we still they get issues from Freetown.
well, including APC is 9. So 8. It'll be 8. I can't count the APC, of course.
Okay.
It'll be 8.
Okay. So una don how the agreement get for day? Is it something like are you going to write an agreement say okay
yeah, I know you question. Who's waiting?
Okay, what thing I dey try for ask is how the support get for the is it an open support or una get for make an agreement una sign a binding agreement say okay now this if APC win now this COP get forget or now that COP
no there is no binding agreement. There is no binding agreement.
Okay, thank you for that answer.
No binding agreement. We're not horse trading. We're not.
So una don't engage with Dr. Samura Kamara and the APC executive on this issue?
You're welcome.
No, yeah. So I don't ask a further question whether una don't engage.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I try for ask whether una don't engage with Dr. Samura Kamara and the APC on this support una want for support APC. Yeah, Fambul, una still the watch the
Okay, let me take you back a little bit. Historically, The APC is a member of COP.
Okay.
It's a member of COP. You're asking now, say the mama na host, the papa no say the pikin go sit WAEC today. Really? The father in the house, the daughter taking an exam. The father doesn't know. You're asking the wife, the papa no say the pikin is a dysfunctional home.
Okay, so let's move again.
Sorry.
Let's move again. Make I ask you.
The answer is yes.
Okay, so what you want to bring na the table? The other political party, then let's say the 8 political parties, then how heavy? Some people then they say, "But na lightweight." They're not a party that will really get any impact
Yes.
or that impact. So when I feel say una go able to bring change, if una work with una feel say una go able to create any impact wey go significantly change the result of the election in favor of the APC.
I mean, look, a party like mine, a party like a Leone, we Unity Party. Let us take Unity Party as an example.
Yeah, hello. You still, yeah, you
Let me
can
answer your question.
Okay.
Why should PPRC go
I think so we still get issue with FEMI Claudius Cole. The line from Freetown not to okay. That's the fact. We don't get break up several times, but fumble them na then and now. This na Cycle John. They present this program, and then just for reminder now we get Femi Claudius Cole. We've been to talk about the elections, and then specifically we've been to talk about COP. Is say then get plan for support Dr. Samura Kamara, of course, because APC na part of COP. So I be ask him voting COP the cow with na the table, whether COP like the other political parties, the 8 parties, we say apart from APC. Okay, yes, continue, ma. You don't come live now.
Okay, I want to go into your question a little bit more.
Okay.
I remember at the America when Barack Obama been the campaign for Biden, and he kept telling people, your one vote can make a difference. So there's no such thing as a lightweight political party. There's no such thing. If we were so lightweight that we were insignificant, why would they go to all this trouble just to disqualify us, make themselves look bad to the world and the international communities and to nationally? Why would they go to all that trouble to make themselves look bad if we're so lightweight? As I tell you before you lost me, they say a small piece they make to us smell. Small, one drop. There's no such thing. That's the beauty of a democracy. If I bring 500 people and convince them and teach them how to vote, Unity Party is playing its own role. It's playing its own role. If I account on several issues, whether in the Twitter forum,
Yeah, fambulem, this na then and now, and then we. Okay, yes, ma.
I said there's no such thing as a lightweight political party.
Okay, thank you for that answer. And then I just want to remind Fambulem, then they listen, then they watch, then and now we present to a program about our elections, our democratic space, na Sierra Leone, how free the space is. And then, well, like Femi Claudius Cole, the leader of the Unity Party, been the tell we say no, parties, no matter what, they all get influence, they all they create impact. One vote safe is important in an elections. So now,
Thank you.
how determined are you to win these elections?
I am determined, very determined to see the association we form with the Samura campaign. I am determined to see a Mayor Akisoya. I am determined to see a President Samura Wilson Kamara. Very determined.
So
okay. Right now, I am supporting programs where we're teaching people how to vote, printing. Yes?
Okay, yeah. You say when I've been print something. I will let you finish.
No, I said I'm supporting women's groups who are teaching people the proper way to vote, teaching them about the PR, teaching them what to expect. I am 100% in support and participating in that process. Okay. It is not until you make a noise. It isn't. Going to communities where 100, 150 people are gathered.
Okay, you be the talk say again, like I want for no as Unity Party, the name already, like it tells a lot, unity. So how you party and you as an individual, what thing you don't do, because they say Salon polarize, what thing you don't do in your own little way or on behalf of your political party for bring peace na Sierra Leone, unity day na Salon, especially at this time? Yeah, I think say the line still the something is not right as we speak, because I don't see say again, it's like they get me clear. Can you hear me now? Okay, Famulem, this na the then and now media empire, and then we get Femi Claudius Cole, but well, the line from Freetown not too encouraging, good, because they come on and off. So, but like we try for Askam now, waiting. I just ask him waiting. He don't do, or in political party don't do for help bring Kolhat na Salon, like, because we understand say right now, well, polarization they a lot. People then like half ala sonko division. People and they say the country not ever divided. So, but I mean they try for Asker now waiting. Then don't do like for try for bring unity and peace in the country, but we don't seem for loss and for now. But we did bring them to now again as soon as it come online. So like this now the then and now, like una know say for the past weeks or month, they bring people them, they bring stakeholders then at this program for discuss about national issues, especially at this time where Sierra Leoneans then they prepare for go elect new leadership, new president and members of parliament, councillors. So you don't come back. Thank you very much for coming. We'll not take again because of this. Yeah. So I've been to ask you, waiting like when I don't do.
I read the question. I want to go straight to the answer before the internet began, Bog.
All right. Okay.
Now, when you look, I've heard the question. I don't hear the question. I want to go for the answer. Let me answer your question.
Go on.
When we look at the peace of Sierra Leone, let us not hesitate to call things by their proper names. Why is our peace at risk? Why is Sierra Leone more polarized today than it has ever been? Who, may we ask, is responsible? What role has this government played in ensuring peace? Who, at the end of the day, is responsible for the divisions that exist in Sierra Leone today? Ask yourself the question, why are there no posters of any other political party in Kenema? Ask yourself. So when we're talking about what people have done to ensure peace, let us first ask, why must we have this conversation?
So, but critics then go tell una say for ensure peace prevail in a country. We agree say government they play a great role in that. But again, citizens, including opposition,
No,
is
not
part
playing a role. Government is responsible.
okay, government is
Government is.
but what you would try for say, you don't go off back, fumble them. We been they try for clarify certain issues regarding peace in a country. Like even they say, well, government responsible for bring peace, but like Abi they try for ask and say, well, people, citizens, and everybody within any country, he get a role as well for play for bring peace. So now that conversation they will be deeper, but it don't go off. But I think say we they can get a life back and see whether okay, yeah, you are welcome back. Yeah, so you go on.
When you are ready for me to continue, please let me know.
Yeah, we are ready for you now. We are ready. Hello?
Shall I continue?
Yes.
Since as far back as I can remember, I cannot recall Sierra Leone being this polarized. I cannot recall our country's peace ever being on the line the way it is today. Let us look at the why. It is very simple for you to ask me, what have I done to ensure peace? I have never endangered peace. Why is our peace on the line? Let me take you back from the parliamentarians that were kicked out of parliament to those who were killed in Pademba Road, where there is no report. Those are the actions that endanger peace. It is not just to talk about what is Unity Party doing to procure peace, to ensure peace. We ask, what has the government done that has put our peace in jeopardy? The question should be asked by President Bio. What has happened in Tombo? What has happened in Tonkolimba? What happened on August 10? Why were those people buried as if they were dead dogs? Those are the things that endanger peace. When you protest, you are shot. When you protest, you are arrested. When you talk, they say you are inciting. Those are the things that endanger peace. When you are arrested, you do not have your day in court. I was denied access to my lawyers. I was arrested for 5 days. I did not have access to my lawyers until after it was over 24 hours. I was never charged. I only received my passport a few weeks ago. Those are things that when you do it nationally endangers peace. Don't ask me what I have done to procure peace.
Yeah, so but
ask them what they have done to endanger peace.
Yeah, so but what would they try for? As political parties then now, we don't see elections with the yeri some kuskas here and there, like even last night with the yeri, but incident we happen at Kono with them born, then say former minister we Nadana Konomani in host, then we don't see back attacks them we happen at
Ask
Pujeo.
Guy Maja.
Yeah,
Ask
so but
Guy Maja. He said we fall down and we made the snow. Talk to Guy Maja. He said we all fall down and we made the snow. The police are 24 hours. When ballot boxes were smashed in full view of all of them in constituency 110, ask what they did. Nothing. Ask who was prosecuted. No one. Those are the things that endanger peace. When people were trying, first-time voters were trying to register to vote, they were denied over flimsy reasons. Those are the things that endanger peace. Please, that question is not for me.
Okay, so again, I can still take you back, like how una they try for go into these elections, the like what in are your description, how you they describe the current political atmosphere, especially campaign and other thing them. Una free for go any side, una waiting at the obstacles,
Go into
waiting at
which election? We've already spoken that Unity Party has been disqualified. What
no,
elections am I going into?
when I say you in this context, I'm talking about Una Corp.
What election?
No, I come. When I say you in this sense now, I did not as a unity party. I did talk as a corp where una deal now with APC, Dr. Samura Kamara for go into these elections. Now that I mean. I don't mean unity party as an individual political party.
We have been putting pressure. Okay. Mm-hmm. The role COP will play a role in the educating. COP is prepared to play a role as polling agents. COP is prepared to play a role in especially seeing how best we can reduce the number of voided votes by taking the time going into communities and teaching people that there's a new system. When you take your ballot, you're not going to be looking for a face you know, the parliamentary ballot, the council ballot. It'll be just a party. Some people are going to be surprised. They're going to think there's an error there because the teaching has been very poor to the population. So we're planning on first doing our declaration, but despite that, we are already doing the teaching. We are already supporting groups that are doing the teaching. We have been calling for a disaggregated voter register so people can verify. We're seeing discrepancies in the numbers. We have been holding them accountable. We've been telling them where there are errors. We have been asking. At one PPRC meeting, I asked them, what happens if somebody goes to pick up their voter card and their card is not there? I asked that of the commissioner of NEC, Edmond Alpha. I said, what happens if somebody goes? Oh, it will never happen. And guess what? It happened. And it happened a lot. So I have one of my nurses. Mm-hmm. Nothing. She goes on the software, her name is not there. She has her slip, she has no card. But they answer you flippantly. It won't happen. We have done proper planning. Nonsense. They're doing what has been happening is a botched job. We just pray that the elections end up turning out transparent, if possible, fair, if possible, credible, if possible. That is our prayer.
Okay, so we see also where some, especially the APC, they've been raised issues regarding the ID cards. So what are you on take on the ID cards? Can you hear me? Okay, Fambulem, I think say hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I mean, the issue, there are several issues to do with the cards. One, how transparent have they been in the cost of these cards? the cards, the quality of the cards is extremely poor. Yeah, I'm answering the question. I said the cards are of very poor quality. That's just one issue. The quality of the cards. The fact that the faces you can't decipher many faces on many cards. So we question their procurement processes. Their procurement processes comes under question. That the cards are so
Yeah, Fambulem, una dey listen to the then and now, and then I think say we get for end this program because
they
of
have refused.
okay.
Will that not raise suspicion? It will. It definitely will. For the amount of monies that have been spent, remember, despite all that the Africanist press has revealed, nobody has come out to say the Africanist press has told a lie. There have been missteps, obviously, in the procurement process. Would you be ordering voter ID cards for a whole nation and you produce this? It's bad.
Yeah, so you really get faith in the ECSL and in the system. You really trust them. You get faith in them.
I didn't hear your question.
I say because of your experience and all what in the happen, so you get faith in the electoral system, in the system.
Mm-hmm. I know you're with me. I do not trust ECSL. I do not trust ECSL, not as far as I can pick them up and throw them.
Okay, I think say well we don't lost. We guessed. I do not trust the ECSL. That na the last word we say before it go off, but it try for connect back if I know mistake. And I believe say I think now so maybe if he come we go ask him one last question, and then before we end the
I don't
program.
care.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't care. Look me.
Yeah.
I'm
So
here. I'm
okay.
back.
Yeah, I've seen you. Lastly, because we dey struggle with this line,
Your
and
last your last question, you say,
yeah. So what are they try for say? If una not get like faith in this system, but how una feel say now una go get acceptable results?
our faith is in God. We have no faith in ECSL, no trust in ECSL. Now God number we are above pan this time around.
Okay, so what in una chance? What in are the una chances? Again, I dey repeat.
I personally have no trust in ECSL.
Okay,
None.
so when I say una in this
Having
sense,
interacted with them over the past 4 years, I have no trust in this. I didn't read the comment.
yeah. Again, yeah, would they get you faintly? We still they get issues, and from Freetown. Okay, so Famulem, we dey try for wrap up now because of course we don't ask so many questions, and then we really want for thank Femi Claudius Cole for in time we don't take, especially like despite this on and off, but it still they persevere for come explain to Una waiting actually they happen at Sierra Leone, and waiting then the politicians them, especially the opposition, waiting in the face at the hands of government and well the institutions them back like ECSL, PPRC, then in day. So well, if they try for talk, say, well, then only hope and prayers they to God. So that will show now how well strong the faith is, but we know Sierra Leoneans and are people the way religious. So you are welcome again. Yeah, so finally, we'll just want to let you wrap up now.
Yes.
Uh,
I say we get faith. We'll not get yours, but we'll just get faith.
yeah. Thank you so much for that. I mean, thank you. Now, what are you last?
We trust God now.
Yeah. So before we left you, what do you want to tell Sierra Leoneans the way they watch you home and abroad, but especially the one the way they salon way they get for watch you? What do you they tell them like during this campaign time, during the day of elections and after elections? What do you get for talk about? What do you tell them? Hello? We don't lost some back. We don't lost some back. Anyway, so I mean they just ask like waiting because of the problems they don't they encounter. So I've been they try for ask waiting it get for tell Sierra Leoneans, voters and people them no more around the world and especially the Sierra Leoneans them like waiting it get for tell them during because we know say tension get for the day of elections we know and maybe when they announce result or then in day, but it's very good for make we get with political leaders them for talk to them supporters them as to how to conduct themselves during and after elections. So now that's
somebody they say I for talk to you. I
yeah,
beg.
Yeah,
I beg
so
go say the English and I talk again. I Creole no more now they talk. I beg pardon.
yeah, of course in the talk so, but at least you don't. So what do you they tell una supporters
Yeah,
them?
I don't eat that juice now. I beg.
Yeah. So
You don't tell
what,
me Tigi, I don't hear you.
yeah, so what do you go tell una supporters them like how for conduct
So
them?
waiting at the question, I beg. Sorry.
Yeah, I say
Una
what
be aware this internet.
yeah, I say what do you go tell una supporters them how for conduct themselves during this campaign, the day of elections and after elections? How what in are the message where you get for people them na Sierra Leone?
Our supporter, we supporter them peaceful. We peaceful. We supporters them peaceful. We supporters them peaceful. Then they conduct themselves obeying. Look, let I tell you, the other day, then go Bintu Mani or Nausai for go sign peace documents. Then tell people and say na 5 per party. Ask the only party where can be Kabudu go there. Ask.
So
we go there, they all begin ala Madabio, then go for go sign. They said 5 per party. We not the solution, we not to the problem.
Okay, I think say now so we go end this program. We not the solution, we not to the problem. That not the exact statement where the leader of the Unity Party talk, FEMI Claudius Cole. So we really thank you very much for the effort we you don't make, especially with this up and down internet from Freetown. But we really appreciate you, and then you don't try your best for answer the questions. So fumble them now. So we end this program then and now, and then we been get Femi Claudius Cole, the leader of the Unity Party, and now in the head, now in the lead the COP, and then it tell we say then get for come out with an announcement soon regarding how to go with them support with the one of the key member of the COP when at the APC. So Fambulen, so they end the program. So until we meet again, this is Nasaiku John Barry. They say goodbye.